Good morning children. In the last class we learned about the commutative property, associative property. In commutative property we learned about the commutative property of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. And also we learned associative property based on these fundamental properties only, that is addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. We observed both in commutative property as well as in the associative property. Addition and multiplication were satisfying, whereas division and subtraction was not satisfying. That was LHS value was not equal to the RHS value. So in the same way, now we learn properties there about commutative and associative property. But today you will be learning some properties related to 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Usually you have learnt in, you have seen the tables. When I multiply 2 into 1, we observe this usually in the tables. 2 into 1, what is the product we get again? It is 2. Again you have observed 4 into 1. Okay, is nothing but equal to 4. Again when you consider the 4 ones a table or for one table, say I can write this as 1 into 4, again it is equal to 4. Okay, see here, again 1 into 2 is nothing but equal to what? Again 2. What is that we observe? Whenever we multiply any integer by 1, okay, the product remains the same. The product remains the same. This is all about the integer. In the same way, related to rational numbers, say if I take 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 1 is nothing but equal to what? Again 1 by 2 itself. Or if I write this as 1 into 1 by 2, which is nothing but equal to again 1 by 2. What is that we observe? Any rational number is multiplied by 1. The product remains itself, the same number itself. So it says that a into 1 is equal to what? Again a, and this is nothing but equal to 1 into a. So it says that 1 when we multiply 1 by a or 1 into a or a into 1, whatever the end product we are going to get, it remains the same. This is all about the property of 1. That is all about the property of 1. What is that it tells you here? 1, okay, 1 acts as a, what is 1 here? 1 is acting as a multiplicative identity. It is acting as what? Multiplicative identity. So 1 acts as the multiplicative identity. Why 1 acts as the multiplicative identity? In all these examples you observe, 1 is multiplied by 2, 1 is multiplied by 4, or 4 is multiplied by 1. The product, end product, whatever we are getting, it is the same. It is the same. So even in case of the rational numbers also, whenever we multiply any rational number, whether it is a negative rational also, see minus 3 by 4, minus 3 by 4 into 1, it is again minus 3 by 4. Okay, or if you multiply 5 by minus 6 into 1, it is again nothing but equal to 5 by minus 6. You are not supposed to change, even the change, there will be no change even the signs also. So what is that we can say here? 1 acts as the multiplicative identity. So this is all about the property of 1. So next let us see what is the property of 0. You have come across 0. 0. What is that? In the C, even, but we can't use this 0. We can't say 0 has the multiplicative identity. Why we can't say 0 has the multiplicative identity? See, if I multiply 2 by 0, what is the end product we get here? 0. You have seen, even in the tables also, 10 into 0 is also equal to what? 0. So, 0 is not a multiplicative identity, but we can call it as a additive identity. Why 0 is an additive identity? When we multiply any integer with 0 along with 0, we get it has a, or 0 is added to an integer, again it remains what? The sum is also again the number itself. So small example, say 2 plus 0 is equal to 2, or 0 plus 2 is again nothing but equal to 2. This is all about the integers. When we take the rational numbers, say 3 by 4 plus 0 is again equal to 3 by 4, or 0 plus 3 by 4 is nothing but equal to again what? 3 by 4. In all these cases, whether it is the integers or the rational numbers, when we add any integer to 0, the sum remains itself. And even here also, whenever we add any rational number to 0, the sum remains itself. That is 3 by 4 or 5 by 4. Whatever it is, any rational number, whether it is a positive rational number or a negative rational number, it remains itself. So what is that we can conclude here? 0 is the identity element for addition. What is that? 0 is the identity. 0 is the identity element of addition. So what is the identity element of multiplication? 1 is the identity element of multiplication, whereas 0 is the identity element of what? Addition. So this is all about the property of what? 0 and 1. So after that we will learn the negative numbers and the positive numbers. What is this negative numbers and positive numbers? We are going to learn about the additive inverse. It is what before I told you about the additive identity, multiplicative identity. Now you will learn about the additive inverse. Inverse itself tells you that the change of sign. What is this telling you? Change of sign. When I say the change of sign, that is, if any integer, say I consider it as plus 7, I have to write it as negative. I can write this as minus 7. So changing the sign from positive to negative, or say if I consider minus 6, I can write this as plus 6. We can observe here. I can change positive into what? Negative. Negative into positive. That is, we are changing the sign. This property is nothing but called as additive inverse. Additive inverse. I will say you, even in case of rational number, see, if I consider minus 1 by 2, I can write this as positive. How I can write this as? I can write it as plus 1 by 2. If I consider plus 7 by 9, I can write this as what? Minus 7 by 9. So this is all about the additive inverse. One more thing, what is that you observe here is, when we add, say, here, can you see these two? This is positive and this is negative. When we add these additive, that is both the signs, that is the integers plus 7 and minus 7, the sum is again 0. Whenever we add any two integers with different signs and with the same integers with different signs, the sum is again what? 0. Even in case of this also, see, plus 7 by 9 and minus 7 by 9 is nothing but again equal to 0. That is, a plus a minus a is equal to 0. Whenever we consider any rational number or an integer, when we say, if I ask you to find the additive inverse of minus 12 by 15. What is the additive inverse of minus 12 by 15? It is nothing but equal to that is plus 12 by 15. What is that we can say? Plus 12 by 15. So it is nothing but a minus a is equal to 0. That is this. I am talking about this one here. So when we talk about this additive inverse, it is nothing but changing the signs, positive signs into the negative signs or negative signs into the positive signs. So the identity element of addition. What is the identity element of addition? Again we get here 0. See, you observe here, when I added these two integers which is having positive and negative sign, we got the identity element. What was that identity element last time? Last I told you here, 0. So we get 0 as the identity element when we find the sum of the two integers with the different signs, but the number remains the same. So this is all about the additive inverse. Next we will learn about the multiplicative inverse. In the last class I was telling you about the division. When I was doing division, properties of commutative property of division and associative property of division, I was taking the reciprocal. I was taking the reciprocal or the inverse of the given number. Say this, and now we are learning about multiplicative. Multiplicative inverse. What is this multiplicative inverse? Say if I write any two numbers which I have to divide, say given 2 by 5, I have to divide this. I have to divide this 2 by 5 again by 2 by 5 itself. 2 by 5 itself. So what I am going to do, I am going to take the reciprocal. Always when I talk about the reciprocal, okay, the value of the denominator is written in numerator and the value of the numerator will be written in the denominator part. So the reciprocal of 2 by 5 is again nothing but what? 5 by 2. One more small change, what is that? We can say if I want the reciprocal, find the reciprocal of 1 by 2. What is the reciprocal of 1 by 2? Reciprocal of 1 by 2 is nothing but equal to what? 2 by 1. You can see the changes here. The value of denominator is written in what? Where 2 has 2 and here in the numerator part, and the value of denominator is nothing but here what? 1. So reciprocal or the inverse, reciprocal or the inverse is nothing but changing the values of the denominator and the numerator. When we multiply these two, these two, say 1 by 2, 2 by 1. What is that we get again? See, when we find the product of these two same numbers, again it is nothing but equal to 2 by 1 and 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Here we get the end product as 1. So 1 is the multiplicative identity as I told you earlier. So one more thing what you are observing here, when you are finding the multiplicative inverse, this is all about the positive rational number, say plus 5 by 2. If there is no sign, it is plus 5 by 2. If I consider minus 7 by 10, when I say minus 7 by 10, this can be written as plus, we cannot write it as plus 7 by 10. It is, when I say plus 7 by 10, you are writing the additive inverse. Instead, I can write this as minus 10 by 7. The sign remains the same. Negative sign remains the same. There will be no change in the sign. There is no change in the sign whenever we are writing the multiplicative inverse. So, whenever even you have the negative sign in the denominator, say minus, say 1 by minus 15, which is nothing but equal to, I can write this as 15 by minus 1. The signs remains the same. There will be no change in the sign, whether the sign remain in the negative, denominator or in the numerator part. Your sign you are supposed to write as it is in the same places. So this is all about the multiplicative inverse, additive inverse, and 1 is the identity element, while 0 is the additive element. Okay, for all the rational numbers or the integers. Next here you will be learning about representation of the rational numbers. How to represent the rational numbers on the number line. Usually you have learnt in the 7th standard how to represent the rational numbers on the number line. So now you will learn representation of rational numbers. Rational numbers on number line. So I will show you two examples here. Okay, we have I was telling you when I started the class, there are numerous numbers between any two integers. Even between any two rational numbers, there are numerous rational numbers between two rational numbers. When I consider 0 and 1, I told you take a scale. Okay, when we consider the centimeter scale, we start always from 0, and this is 1, we read it as 1, and 0 from 0 to 1, it is divided into how many equal parts? 10 equal parts. 10 equal parts, but still between 0 and this 0.01, again we find numerous rational numbers. There are multiple of rational numbers. We can find multiple rational numbers between any two rational numbers. And here also we are going to represent the rational numbers on the number line. A small example. See, I consider this is 3 by 4. Okay. And here I am going to consider this as 9 by 5. 9 by 5. You can observe here. Okay. Here 3 by 4 is a proper fraction, whereas 9 by 5 is a improper fraction. This is what you have to know. See, 3 by 4 is a proper fraction. 3 by 4 is a proper fraction. 9 by 5 is a improper fraction. Improper fraction. So, what we have to do here? How to represent the rational numbers here? You can observe here, this is the numerator part and this is the denominator. And you observe here, numerator is less than denominator. Numerator is less than denominator. If you know some of the things, it is very easy and there is no confusion in representing the rational numbers on the number line. So what we have to do? We have to draw the number line. Let me mark this point as 0 and here somewhere this as -1. Okay, you can observe here in the denominator we find, though it is a proper fraction, we are supposed to divide from 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. I am going to divide from as usual. What we use the number, centimeter scale, we are having 10 divisions. Instead of that, what I am going to do here, from 0 to 1. From 0 to 1, I am going to divide into 4 equal parts. That is 1, 2, this will 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this will be 4 and I will read this 4 as what? 1. So what is this? I can read it as this will be 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and this is 4 by 4, which is nothing but equal to 1. 4 by 4 is nothing but equal to 1. Where is now 3 by 4? 3 by 4 is here. I'll mark this point as P. I'll mark this point as P. So observe here. This is very easy. When we consider the proper fraction, representing the rational number on the number line is very easy. So what I am going to do here? 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and the last division is 4 by 4, which is nothing but equal to 1. Okay, again if you want to write, see, you will divide it into 4 equal parts only. When you consider like this, say 2 by 4, I am writing it as what? You will divide it into 4 equal parts. If I consider say another example, say 7 by 9. So what you will do here? 7 by 9, you will divide from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 into how many equal parts? 9 equal parts into 9 equal parts. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and the last one will be 9. So 9. So when I say 9, see 1 by 9, this I can write it as 1 by 9, 2 by 9, 3 by 9, 4 by 9, 5 by 9, 6 by 9, 7 by 9, 8 by 9 and this is 9 by 9. So what actually we have to represent this 9 by 9? I am writing it as what? 1. We have to represent 7 by 9. So where is 7 by 9? 7 by 9 is here. I can write this as A. Okay, on the rational number. You are supposed to write even the show the negative also on your left hand side. Now, what is that you observe? So this is all about the, when it is given to you, proper fraction, how to represent the rational number on the number line. Say improper fraction, you can observe here the denominator value and the numerator value. The numerator value is more than the denominator. More than the denominator. Very simple method how you can represent this on the number line is nothing but you divide this 9 by 5. 9 how many times? 9 ones are, 5 ones are 5. So I can get the remainder value as what? 4. 9 minus 5 is what? 4. I can write this again in the mixed form. How can I write this 9 by 5 in the mixed form? I can write it as 1 4 by 5. 1 4 by 5. So see, again you got a what fraction it is? Proper fraction. Again it is converted into proper fraction. So 1 remains as it is. No need to worry there. So we will draw the number line again. So again we got this 4 by 5 is a proper fraction. Proper fraction. Okay, this is a proper fraction. Now what we have to do, we will represent. I'll mark this as 0 and this part as -1. I'll write, consider. So how many equal parts we have to divide it into? 5 equal parts. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 when I say, I will mark this as 1. Next, again we'll represent. Why I am going to continue here? It is 1, 4 by 5. 1, 4 by 5 in the sense, it lies between 1 and 2. It lies between 1 and 2. So next I will divide it into how many equal parts? 5 equal parts. 5 equal parts. I am going to divide into 5 equal parts. So 1, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is 1. Next you will read it as what? 1 by, how you will read it as? 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 1 2 by 5, 1 3 by 5, and this is 1 4 by 5, and 5 by 5 is nothing but equal to again what? 2. After 1 we are representing this as what? 2. So you can observe here this 1 4 by 5. We read it as what? 1 4 by 5, which lies between 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So we have to represent this what? 1 4 by 5. 1 4 by 5, which is nothing but equal to, I'll mark it as C. We can consider one more example. Say I'll consider 12. 12 divided by 5. I'll take 12 divided by 5. Negative. Okay, we'll find it out whether we can represent this on the negative part of the rational number. I'll just show you here. Hope you have understood how to first, whenever it is given to you in the improper fraction, what is that we have to do? We have to first divide. So first, earlier what we have to do here. So I am going to consider the rational number 12 by 5. This is the example what I am going to consider. So 12 by 5. First divide. Let the sign be as it is. 5. How many times? 5 2s are 10. So what is the remainder? 2. So what is the fraction, mixed fraction you are going to get again? 2, 2 by 5. This is 2, 2 by 5. What does this tell you here? The rational number 2, 2 by 5 lies between 2 and 3. It lies between, that is minus 2, 2 by 5 lies between minus 2 and minus 3. Minus 2 and minus 3, which is nothing but on your left hand side. On your left hand side. So what we have to do? I'll represent this on the rational. See, again you can observe here. This is a proper fraction. So I'll divide it into how many equal parts now again? 5 equal parts. So this will be 0. I'll mark this as +1. We are representing negative rational number. So I'll divide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll mark this as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll mark this as 2. 1, 2, 3. Don't make use of free hand when you are drawing the line. Please make use of the scale and pencil. Okay, so this is -2, -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. And I'll mark this as -3. You can observe here. This is -2 and 2 by 5. I'll read, see 1. If it is -1, 1 by 5, you can represent after 1. Now this is 2. This is -2. We have to represent after 2. So -2, -1 by 5, -2 by 5. So this will be -1 by 5 and this will be -2 by 5. So 2 -2 by 5 lies here. I'll mark this as n. I'll mark this as what? N. So the rational number 2, 2 by 5, that is -2, 2 by 5 lies here. So this is how we are going to represent the rational numbers on the number line. Next class we will be learning a few more properties, okay, that is distributive property, and how to find few more rational numbers between any two rational numbers.